You are welcome to the Absa Bank Zonal Championship. We are in the final of the Bono-Ahafo Zonal Championship, which features St. James Seminary SHS, Nkoranza SHTS, Techiman SHS, and Sunyani SHS. Let's meet the contestants. St. James Seminary SHS is represented by
Ohene Amoeni Kweku, final year.
And
Sapon Felix, final year.
Nkoranza SHTS is represented by
Entry Yeboah Ernest, final year.
Titus Obi, final year.
Techiman SHS is represented by
Ajay Kwaku Samuel.
and
Frimpong Koti Joseph.
all right. And Sunyani SHS represented by
Assume Victor, final year.
and
Ajay Bento, final year.
all right. Before I continue, I would like to acknowledge that the Absa Bank Zonal Championship is proudly sponsored by Absa Bank and produced by Primetime. My name is Akampolimba William James. I'm your quiz master. Contestants, the contest comes to you in 4 rounds, as usual. The first round is made up of fundamental concepts in science and mathematics, simple, direct questions requiring simple and direct answers from you. A correct answer in this round fetches you 3 points. If you are unable to answer your major question correctly, that question may be passed on for a bonus point. That bonus will be competed for by the other 3 remaining schools. Once the school rings a bell to take up the bonus question and answers it correctly, that school earns 1 point. Otherwise, that school will lose a precious point. You have 30 seconds to answer questions that involve calculations and 10 seconds to answer questions that do not involve calculations. And all questions must be attempted once only. For the first set of questions, there's a preamble. After the preamble, I will come to you in Nkoranza SHS. When a 0.50 millimeter inner radius glass capillary open at both ends is held vertically in a liquid, the liquid rises to a height of 0.71 meters. Now, Nkoranza, find the height to which the liquid rises in a similar capillary of inner radius 0.20 millimeters. Yes, go ahead.
0.284 meters.
No, for a bonus. So I'll hold on to the answer. Techiman, find the height to which the liquid rises in a similar capillary of inner radius 1.4 millimeters. Yes, is your hand up? Then go ahead.
Okay, it's 2.36 times 10 exponent minus 6 meters.
No, for a bonus. So I'll still hold on to the answer. Sunyani, find the height to which the liquid rises in the 0.50 millimeter capillary when the surface tension of the liquid changes to 0.789 times its initial value. Yes, go ahead.
We have 0.079 meters.
No, for a bonus. St. James, with the same preamble, find the height to which the liquid rises in the 0.50 millimeter capillary when the density of the liquid changes to 0.90 times its initial value. Is your hand up? Yes, go ahead.
0.79 kilogram per meters cube.
No. So St. James, we are finding the height. Why do you give density mark? Yes, 0.79 meters. Sunyani, your answer is 0.56 meters. Techiman, 0.25 meters. And Nkoranza, 1.8 meters. Nkoranza SHTS. Give the elements in period 3 from aluminium to argon in the increasing order of atomic number. Yes, go ahead.
Aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, and argon.
You are right. Techiman, give the names of the last 4 elements of the inert gases. Yes, go ahead.
Argon, krypton, xenon, and radon.
That is right. Sunyani, give the names of the first 4 elements, including the transition elements of the 4th period. Yes, go ahead.
We have potassium, calcium, scandium, and titanium.
That's right. St. James, give the names of the first 4 elements of group 3 or 13 of the periodic table. Yes, go ahead.
Boron, aluminium, gallium, and indium.
That is right. 30 seconds and there's a preamble. Please listen to it carefully. Identify the polygon if the sum of the interior angles of the polygon is, Nkoranza, 6 pi radians. Yes, go ahead.
Octagon.
You are right. Techiman, 10 pi radians. Yes, go ahead.
Dodecagon.
That's right. Sunyani, 7 pi radians. Yes, go ahead.
Nonagon.
That's right. St. James, 8 pi radians. Yes, go ahead.
Decagon.
That's right. 10 seconds, and there's a preamble. Explain how the following factors help reduce the rate of transpiration in plants. Now, Nkoranza, position of stomata. Yes, go ahead.
When the stomata is positioned underwards the leaf, the rate of transpiration will be low. And also when the leaf is round, the stomata is found inside. And also when there is a sunken stomata, the rate of transpiration is high, since the stomata is not directly
I'll give you
exposed.
2 out of 3. So, yes, I needed an explanation, but you were mentioning other parts that are going to be questions even in future. So, let me give you the answer. So, stomata are found on both surfaces of the leaf, but they are usually more on the ventral or lower surface of the leaf, which was what you said. This means that less water vapor is lost because the ventral side of the leaf is at the shady part. You understand that? And therefore does not get as hot as the upper part. All right. Techiman, sunken stomata. Go ahead.
Okay. The sunken stomata helps in reducing transpiration because when the stomata is sunken, it helps in storing more water beneath. And as a result of that, the distance at which the water moves to the surface to be lost through that transpiration is less, since the stomata is sunken for it to store more water beneath.
2 out of 3. Now, some plants such as xerophytes have sunken stomata as a way of preventing water loss. The sunken stomata creates a small pocket of moist air. This high humidity in the air pocket reduces the water potential gradient between the leaf air spaces and the exterior, and therefore decreases the rate of transpiration. Sunyani, hairs on leaves. Go ahead.
The hairs on the leaf helps to reduce the penetration of sunlight. Thus, the hairs helps to prevent water loss. So when the amount of water in the leaves is being prevented by the hairs, the rate of transpiration decreases. And also, the hairs helps in covering the surface of the leaves and hence prevent direct sunlight rays from reaching the surface of the leaf.
1 out of 3. Now listen. The hairs on the leaf trap a layer of water on the leaf, water vapor on the leaf. This works in 3 ways to reduce transpiration. 1, it creates a pocket of moist air to reduce the water potential gradient. Increases the sheen on the leaves to make them more reflective. That means it reflects sunlight. The combination of the above effect results in the cooling effect, also leads to decrease in transpiration. St. James, leaf spines.
The leaf spines reduce the leaf into a leaf having a very small surface area. As a result of that, the area of the leaf that is exposed to the sunlight is small. Due to
You're right. 30 seconds. Nkoranza, find the kinetic energy of a 2.0 kilogram object of total energy 750 joules when its potential energy is 620 joules. Yes, go ahead.
130 joules.
That's right. Techiman, the total energy of a 2.0 kilogram object is 850 joules. Find the kinetic energy of the object when its potential energy is negative 250 joules. Yes, go ahead, Techiman.
We had it to be 1,100 joules.
That's right. The total energy of a 2.0 kilogram object is negative 150 joules. Find the potential energy of the object when its kinetic energy is 650 joules. Yes, go ahead.
We have negative 800 joules.
That's correct. St. James, find the change in kinetic energy of a 5.0 kilogram object when the change in its potential energy is negative 450 joules. Yes, go ahead.
Negative 450 joules.
That's incorrect. For a bonus. Yes, Techiman.
Positive 450 joules.
That's right. The next set. There's a preamble to all schools. Each school will be given a formula of a compound. You will be required to determine the mass in grams of the specific amount. So in Nkoranza, 0.120 mole of Pb3O4 and take the atomic mass of Pb to be 207, oxygen to be 16.0. Is your hand up? Okay, go ahead.
Have the answer to be 7.220 grams.
No, for a bonus. Yes, Techiman.
We had it to be 72.2. It's 72.20 grams.
No. So the right answer is 82.2. Techiman. 0.0900 moles of SNI4. Take the atomic mass of SN to be 119 and that of I to be 127. Yes, go ahead.
We had it to be 56.43 grams.
That's right. Sunyani. 0.100 moles of PB into brackets CH3 CO2 brackets close subscript 4. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, we have the mass to be 44.3 grams.
That's right. The next, St. James. 1.10 moles of Fe into brackets NO subscript 3. Sorry, subscript 2. And take Fe to be 56.0. Go ahead.
128 grams.
You're right. The next set, 30 seconds. Find the Cartesian equation of the curve given that Nkoranza SHTS x is equal to t squared and y is equal to 4t, where t is a parameter. Yes, go ahead.
We have the equation to be x minus 4 all squared plus y minus 4 all squared is equal to 16.
No. Yes, St. James.
16x equals y squared.
That's right. Techiman, x is equal to t minus 2 and y is equal to t squared. Yes, go ahead.
We had it to be x squared y is equal to x squared plus 4x plus 4 all in bracket square.
No. Yes, St. James.
Y is equal to x squared plus 4x plus 4.
That's right. Sunyani, x is equal to 3t plus 1 and y is equal to 2 minus 2t. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, we have 2x plus 3y minus 8 is equal to 0.
That's correct. St. James, x is equal to 3t plus 2 and y is equal to t squared plus 1. Yes, go ahead.
9y is equal to x squared minus 4x plus 13.
You're right. The next set, 10 seconds each, and there's a preamble. State the part of the nephron of the kidney to which the following descriptions refer. Nkoranza, a cup-like sac structure at the beginning of the tubular component of a nephron in the mammalian kidney that performs the first step in the filtration of blood to form urine. Go ahead.
Bowman's capsule.
That's right. A cluster of capillaries involved in filtration of blood and keeps large particles out of filtrate? Go ahead.
Is the glomerulus.
That's right. Sunyani, first section of the renal tubule that the blood flows through, reabsorption of water, ions, sodium chloride, potassium, and all organic nutrients. Go ahead.
You have the proximal convoluted tubule.
That's right. St. James, it has two parts, ascending and descending section of the nephron tubule that conserves water and minimizes the volume of urine. Go ahead.
Loop of Henle.
That's right. On that note, the end of round 1.
Chat to us anytime, anywhere. Access our virtual assistant, the APSA bot, 24/7. That's Africanacity. That's APSA.
At the end of round 1, here are the scores. Nkoranza SHTS has 14 points. Techiman SHS has 17 points. Sunyani SHS has 19 points. And St. James Seminary SHS 20 points. Round 2. Round 2 is the round of speed, if you like. It is also known as a speed race. In this round, all the questions are directed to all schools at the same time. The first school to ring the bell gets the opportunity to answer correctly for 3 points on the first attempt, 2 points on the second attempt, and 1 point on the third or fourth attempt. That is, if there's still time remaining for that question to be answered. However, in any of these attempts, if a school fails to provide the right answer, that school will lose a precious point. For the first set of questions, 30 seconds each. Give the decay constant of a radionuclide whose half-life is 6.0 times 10 to the power 2 seconds. Yes, Techiman.
We had it to be 115.5 times 10 exponent minus 5 per second.
No. Sunyani.
0.116 per second.
No. Yes, Nkoranza.
1.155 times 10 exponent negative 4 per second.
No. It's 1.2 times 10 raised to the power negative 3 per second. A 100 kilogram object moving at 8 meters per second is suddenly stopped by friction in a braking system of heat capacity 400 joules per Kelvin. By how much does the temperature of the braking system increase? Yes, St. James.
8.00 degrees Celsius.
No. The answer is 8 Kelvin. A 4.0 times 10 kilogram cube of side 0.20 meters on a rough horizontal surface is at rest under the action of 2.0 times 10 to the power 2 Newton pull on it. That is inclined at 60 degrees to the vertical. What is the pressure the cube exerts on the surface? Yes, Nkoranza.
2.0 times 10 exponent negative 4 Pascal.
That is incorrect. The right answer is 7,500 Pascal. What name is given to roots that enable a plant to grow on another plant? Yes, St. James. Go ahead.
Hostoria.
No. Yes, Nkoranza.
Rhizoids.
No. Did you ring Sunyani? Techiman?
Clasping root.
No. The right answer is epiphytic roots. Why are carnivores, such as lions, dependent on photosynthesis? Yes, Nkoranza.
This is because they feed on animals which has gained their energy from plants, and also they respire, and the oxygen.
You're right. You're right. What is the basic unit of nucleic acid? Nkoranza. Nkoranza.
We have the answer to be.
Techiman.
Is nucleotide.
That's right. Find the zeros of the polynomial. F of x is equal to x cubed plus 3x squared minus 3x minus 9. Yes, Nkoranza, go ahead.
We have the zeros to be positive root 3, negative root 3, and negative 3.
That's correct. Find a relation between x and y if log to the base 3 of x plus 2 log to the base 3 of y is equal to 2. Yes, St. James.
XY squared is equal to 9.
That's right. If 3x is less than or equal to f of x, and f of x is less or equal to x raised to the power 3 plus 2, for 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 2, find the limit as x approaches 1 of f of x. Yes, Nkoranza.
We have it to be 3.
You're right. The next set, 10 seconds each. Which class of organic compounds has the functional group dash CONH? Yes, St. James. Go ahead.
Amides.
You're right. Explain the role of the coke as part of the charge that is. Yes, St. James.
Coke combines with the host blood air at the bottom of the furnace, which contains carbon dioxide, to form carbon 2 oxide. The carbon 2 oxide then moves to the middle chamber, where it reduces the iron 3 oxide to iron.
You're right. Last question. What information does atomic number give? Nkoranza.
It indicates the number of protons in the nucleus of the atom.
You're right. On that note, the end of round 2.
Unlock banking with biometrics. Now you can access the ABSA mobile banking app using your fingerprint or facial recognition. Download today. That's Africanacity. That's ABSA.
Nkoranza SHS would like to make a substitution. Abraham Belinda is coming in for earnest entry. At the end of round 2, here are the scores. Techiman SHS 17 points. Sunyani SHS 18 points. Nkoranza SHTS 22 points. And St. James Seminary SHTS, 27 points. Round 3 is the true or false round. In this round, I'll be giving out statements to the schools. And what you have to do is to tell me whether the statement I gave them is either true or false. If a correct response is given, the school earns 2 points. If a wrong response is given, that school will lose a precious point. So when you receive your statement, please analyze it carefully before you respond. You have 10 seconds to do so. You may choose not to respond. In that case, that statement becomes available to the other 3 remaining schools to compete for. So once a school rings a bell and picks up that statement and gives the correct response, that school earns 2 points. Otherwise, 1 point will be deducted from that school. This time I'll start with you, Techiman, and there's a preamble. State whether the following are true or false with respect to the intestinal villi. Techiman, they possess microvilli. Go ahead.
It's a true statement.
You are right. Sunyani SHS, they increase the surface area of the intestinal wall. Go ahead.
True.
You are right. St. James, they are supplied with capillaries and lacteal vessels. Go ahead.
True.
You are right. Nkoranza, they only precipitate in the digestion of fats.
False.
You are right. Preamble once again. Consider the circle with equation. In one bracket, x minus 5 all squared, plus in another bracket, y plus 5 all squared is equal to 25. Techiman, the circle is in the first quadrant.
It's a false statement.
You are right. Sunyani, the y-axis is a tangent to the circle. Yes, go ahead.
False.
I'm sorry, it's true. St. James, the x-axis is a tangent to the circle. Yes, go ahead.
True.
You're right. Nkoranza, the circle is in the second quadrant.
False.
You're right. Phenol benzoic acid can react to give an ester. Yes, go ahead.
It's true.
You're right. Sunyani, phenol, like an alkanol, can be oxidized by acidified solution of K2Cr2O7. Yes, go ahead.
True.
I'm sorry, it's a false statement. St. James, the red color of bromine in trichloromethane will disappear if propene is bubbled through it. Yes, go ahead.
False.
I'm sorry, it's a true statement. Nkoranza, the red color of bromine in trichloromethane will disappear if a solution of benzene is added to it. Go ahead.
True.
I'm sorry, it's false. Techiman, the work done by an ideal gas in an isobaric process equals the pressure times the volume of the gas. Yes, go ahead.
It's a true statement.
I'm sorry, it's false. The product of pressure and volume of an ideal gas is proportional to the internal energy of the gas. Yes, go ahead.
True.
You're right. St. James, in an isothermal process, the internal energy of an ideal gas remains constant. Yes, go ahead.
True.
You're right. Nkoranza, in an isothermal process, an ideal gas does no work. Yes, go ahead.
True.
I'm sorry, it's a false statement. Techiman, when wind increases, the rate of transpiration decreases.
It's false.
You're right. Sunyani, when moisture in the soil increases, the rate of transpiration decreases. Go ahead.
True.
No, it's a false statement. When moisture in the air increases, the rate of transpiration decreases. Yes, go ahead.
True.
You are right. Nkoranza, when temperature increases, the rate of transpiration decreases. Go ahead.
False.
You are right. Techiman, under a reflection in the y-axis, the point xy maps onto x minus y. Go ahead.
It's false.
You are right. Sunyani, under a reflection in the origin, the point xy maps onto minus x minus y. Yes, go ahead.
True.
You are right. Under a reflection in the x-axis, the point xy maps onto x negative y. Go ahead.
True.
You are right. Nkoranza, under a reflection in the line y is equal to x, the point xy maps onto y negative x. Go ahead.
False.
You are right. And that brings us to the end of.
COVID-19 has changed the world, but despite the challenges, the spirit of Africanacity is still alive. It's in the tenacity of the men and women keeping us going. It's in the creativity you use to work, teach, and do it all. And it's in the ingenuity of all those who are making a difference. Thank you to everyone still getting things done. Your Africanacity inspires us.
At the end of round 3, here are the scores. Sunyani SHS has 22 points. Techiman SHS had 27 points. Nkoranza SHTS has 32 points. And St. James Seminary SHS 34 points. So the contest will be decided in this 4th and final round. Round 4 is the round of the riddles. In this round, I'll be reading out clues for you to solve a riddle. If you solve the riddle on the first clue, 5 points. If you solve it on the second clue, 4 points. If you solve it on the third or any other set of clues thereafter, 3 points. If you attempt to answer a riddle and you are not successful, you would be out of that particular riddle. In anatomy, I am a small structure, such as a fibril of nerve that resembles a root. In botany, I am the rudimentary shoot of a plant which supports the cotyledons in the seed. I am the first organ to appear when a seed germinates. Yes, Nkoranza?
We have the radical.
That is right. I was reading the third clue, 3 points. The next riddle. I am a charged particle. Because of that, I can interact via the electromagnetic force. I have a spin of -1/2. Who rank? Yes, Nkoranza.
Alpha particle.
No. 1, St. James.
Electron.
No. Techiman, you also ranked. I saw it. Techiman.
Positron.
No. So all yours now, Sunyani. Unlike electron, I have internal structure. I am the sole constituent of the nucleus of the lightest isotope. Who am I? Yes, Sunyani.
Proton.
You're right. I read the last clue, 3 points. I am an inorganic compound with carbon, hydrogen, and chlorine atoms in my molecule. I have 2 chlorine atoms bonded to different carbons. My molecule has 6 carbons, all in a straight chain. The chlorine atoms are located at the extreme ends of the molecule. Yes, Sunyani.
1, 6, dichlorohexane.
You're right. I was reading the 4th clue, 3 points. The last riddle. We are a pair of lines in a plane. We appear to have no point in common. There is nothing meeting. Yes, Nkoranza.
Parallel lines.
You are right. I was reading the 3rd clue, 3 points. That brings us to the end of round 4.
Chat to us anytime, anywhere. Access our virtual assistant, the APSA bot, 24/7. That's Africanacity. That's APSA.
At the end of the contest, here are the scores. Techiman Secondary School had 27 points. Sunyani SHS had 28 points. St. James Seminary SHS had 34 points. And Nkoranza SHS had 38 points. Congratulations to you, Nkoranza SHS. I am happy to declare you as the zonal champions of the 2021 zonal competition. Well done. Thank you for joining us for the APSA Bank zonal competition from the Bono-Ahafo zone. Do join us when we get to Accra for the national final. The APSA Bank zonal championship is proudly sponsored by APSA Bank and produced by Primetime. Thank you very much. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you.